Plastics Recycler Europe is an industry association representing the plastic recyclers at European level. Technically, there is both sides. There is the part where we advocate to have legislation that would be fitting to the plastic recycling industry and promoting the circular economy to have more recycling and better recycling. And then we have a second part where we really support the plastic recyclers so that those legislation can be implemented in practice on the ground at the facilities. So this is really on the two aspects that we are dealing with. A second important point here is that plastic recyclers, they're really at the interface between two types of legislation, the waste legislation and the product legislation. Because what is entering at the plastic recycling facility is a waste, and then we treat it through different processes, and what goes out is a product. And this is really the challenge that is surrounding these activities. What we are doing in the Primus project and our role, so we are work package leader of the work package entitled Common Recyclates. Here we are really trying to have a definition, an accepted definition of recyclates. And the role that we are also touching upon is to develop a tool that would be able to monitor the potential substances of concern that can be present in the plastic recyclates. And last but not least, we are also trying to go for food contact with the HIPs from the refrigerator, so the recycled plastic from the refrigerator to go back into a refrigerator in direct food contact. So for this, what we are doing, and especially in the project, we are developing some tools in order to do the monitoring of the substances of concern that can be present in the recyclates. Here is to really assess the compliance of those recycled plastic with the different legislation. So this is really the tool that we are developing, but it's not only the tool, it's also the part before with all the sampling of the material. In order to do some accurate analysis afterwards, we also need to have an accurate sample, meaning that it has to represent all the waste that we are processing to ensure the compliance. And this is really the both aspect that we are working on, the sampling and the analytics and analytical methods. And the second point towards the circular economy and really closing this loop is to try to target new applications such as the high impact polystyrene from the fridges that can go back in direct contact with food in the fridge, because this would really be closing the loop, let's say, to have from one application to the same application afterwards. So one of the next regulatory study that is currently ongoing is for the end of waste. So as I said before, when entering a facility, we receive a waste and afterwards we treat it and it's becoming a product. And here, at some point, we reach what we call the end of waste status, meaning that we leave the waste and we go into the product legislation. And for this, the PRE 1000 method, which is the method to monitor the substances of concern, will play a huge role into this end of waste status, because it will be a tool in order to prove compliance with the product legislation. And we are trying to take this tool and to really standardize it so that it's becoming a normalized method in the future that can be implemented by a lot of plastic recyclers. And therefore, this is one of the major breakthroughs that we expect in this project, to have really the uptake of this method into the plastic recycling industry towards achieving an end of waste status.